know you're crazy, but I only wanna be with you. You think I'm shady cause I'm out here trying to make some moves, but it ain't like that. Just know that I'll be right back. I'll give you all my time just to let you know you're mine. It ain't nothing, promise I'ma do it all to give you something. This love I got is only for you. You're my comfort, my future husband. I'ma give you all my heart, yeah, all of it, yeah. Baby, I know that I gotta come fix it. You the only nigga that I be missing. Swear I'm coming home to give you the business. Turn off my phone and can leave me a message. I'ma just cover your body with kisses, kisses. Rub your body down, you know that I miss it, miss it.
On God, this slaps.
Pedro, hey, crazy. Got to see it through, my boy. I ain't gonna hold you, they still sleeping on me. They try to break this snooze button.
Pedro.
Whoa, I'm worth for Bezos. Big deposits for me when I slide in the bay. Yeah, load up the Drake. It was open and games cause I wanted to play. Whoa, it's not my party, but I'm strutting that about to have it my way. Ayy, he talking slimy. My wife is no sentence, mama bouquet. These checks on me by Dior. My drip like I sold out the stores. The game isn't free, I bought more. Yeah, she cleaning the money, her chores. Whoa, I speak these things to existence. Yeah, it's gotta be keyless for instance. Yeah, load up the Drake. It was open again, so I wanted to play. Yeah, these BBs on me, yeah, they ice cold. I cannot stay on one time zone. I bust down the rich with my time froze.
Bust on that Richie.
I took the dream, made the visual, wait. It's on the floor, now I'm billable, wait. I love my dough, it's residual, wait. Load up the Drake. I'm like a million, so you wanna try. I drill like my twin, don't get close, you might drown out this way. Now I'm giving you one of us. The mob on me favors like other times. My temper be short like the summertime. No feelings be caught, this blue heart of mine. Catch me in my bag, I'm not hard to find. Whoa, I'm worth for Bezos. Big deposits for me when I slide in the bay. Yeah, load up the Drake. It was open and games cause I wanted to play. Whoa, it's not my party, but I'm strutting that about to have it my way. Ayy, he talking slimy. My wife is no sentence, mama bouquet. These checks on me by Dior. My drip like I sold out the stores. The game isn't free, I bought more. Yeah, she cleaning the money, her chores. Whoa, I speak these things to existence. Yeah, it's gotta be keyless for instance. Yeah, load up the Drake. It was open again, so I wanted to play.
Mic check, 1, 2. We just vibing real quick, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, now playing Wavi Lee featuring Biddle. She Love.
It's a whole vibe.
Yeah, we just vibing real quick, y'all, for a minute. Yeah, city to city, 937. What's up with y'all? Milwaukee. What's good? Yeah, this is a whole vibe. We're gonna talk about this.
Let's talk about it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Slide outside the That's how you subtly keep it clean.
Yeah, facts.
She love.
Yeah, she love, man.
She love.
Yeah. Y'all know what it is, man.
You know the vibes.
Welcome to Happy Hour with Lito. It's your boy. You know what I'm saying? We back again. You know how we do. We don't play no games when we get on here. You know what I'm saying? My special guest today is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Influencer, son, father, creator,
Yeah.
man of God.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? My guy, Wavi Lee.
Yes, sir.
Y'all might have known him by Philly TF. And we're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? The transition. It's called growth, people.
Talk about it.
But we're gonna get into it. What's up with you, bro?
I'm blessed, bro. I appreciate the intro, man. Thank you so much. Grateful to be on the pod. It's always a pleasure, man, to be able to be amongst greatness. Legend
come on, man.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely just above all, man, just give it up to God Almighty for just the platform, the ability, man, and just for the gift. But, shout out to my guy, Lito, man, day one guy, good dude, husband. Like, man, I'm about to make the speech. You about to have me get an early Graham speech, man.
You ain't got to do that, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man. Let's get it popping, man. You know how we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Me being an advocate for mental health, bro, I always want to check on my people. So, you know what I mean? First and foremost, you know what I mean? How you doing today? And you know what I'm saying? How have you been doing? You know what I'm saying? Recently, there's so many things that's been going on in the world. So how you holding up, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. Mental is as sharp as it has been in a long time, and I mean that like on a consistent level. It's one thing to have those good days, you know what I'm saying, but it's another thing to be able to like consistently keep those good days. You know what I'm saying? And I don't look at it as like having bad days no more. You just got good days and not so good. You know what I'm saying? But and I really appreciate that part about you with the whole mental health aspect, because I never knew how real that was until I was affected by it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to anxiety and depression. So after, experiencing it, when you can sit up here and somebody asks that question and you can say, I'm sharp, like it really is it's a milestone type of deal, because you can stay in that place for a while.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But yeah, overall though, man, yeah, health is good, man. Mental is solid. So appreciate you asking.
For sure. You already know. And you know what I'm saying, you experienced, you know what I mean, COVID a little bit yourself, man. Like how you bouncing back from that?
Right. And like COVID actually, like it caught up with me. Cause I hardly ever get sick, bro. Colds, never had the flu before in my life. And thank God. So having it was like, it was life-changing for real. I didn't have it at like the worst, but just the fact knowing that I was vulnerable, because it started with like this weird back pain. And like I, was going to the gym and stuff. And I think maybe the day before I was like doing deadlifts, but I make sure I don't go crazy on the weight and just having my technique proper. And man, just to shorten it, like the way it incrementally like just became like exposed itself to where I'm like really wondering like what's going on. It just started off with like the weird burning back pain, just a issue with that. And I would like get these random cold chills. I'm still not even thinking nothing of COVID, bro. Like I'm still going to the gym. Then I would like feel hot, then cool. And I'm like, man, it's weird. Wifey took the temperature and I was like at a 104 for a couple of days before even knowing it. And but I knew it was real when we was eating fish sandwiches. I'm talking about these things was like laid out, like, boy, I'm talking about they slapping. And I smelled the tartar sauce, and I'm like, why does tartar sauce smell like it was smelling like a chemical factory, bro? Like just weird. And the ketchup was smelling the same. And I just didn't even understand. But that was actually the beginning of the end of my scent, because that very next day I was going to take a shower. Was like, let me smell what soap I'm gonna use, because I ordered the Dr. Squatch. They send you like this whole 6-pack.
Right.
And I knew the smell, was very familiar with it. But bro, when I'm talking about like registered nothing. Yeah, I even told, like, I hit you up about it.
Yeah.
Just blank. And that's when I knew, like, and I think a couple of days later I went to Rite Aid, took a rapid. Bad boy came back with the quickness, like, yeah, you straight got that all caps COVID-19.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it was about, you know what I'm saying? Like I had it for about a week and a half. It took about almost like maybe 2 weeks for the scent to come back, but it didn't really fully come back because I couldn't smell no odor, like bad breath, body odor, anything that like had like a, you know, a stinky type didn't register. And then that finally kicked in. It's still kind of, I say my smell at probably like 97%. Taste is 100 though. So it was different, man.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad you, like I said, man, people don't make it through that. So
right. Yeah. Cause I didn't have none of the shortness of breath for that dry cough. I really didn't have like the cold part symptom. It just was like kind of just the smell, the taste, a little bit of the body aches, and my skin was real sensitive. That was the other thing. I always felt like I had goosebumps, but I would go out and jog around the neighborhood just to keep my lungs open. So, you know, just in case pneumonia or something, try to set in a fluid.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't want that.
That's a healer.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. So, you know, Wavi Lee. First of all, that shirt is fire. I'm gonna need one.
You already know I got you one on deck. Appreciate it. Thank you.
For real. I'm gonna need that ASAP. I might as well change my name to Wavi Lee though.
Come on. Stop it.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. So you know, people that do know you, you know what I mean, they know that you know, you have a you know what I'm saying, a crazy story. And you know, you're just like the rest of us. Like, we grew up, you know what I mean, the streets was right there. You know, some of us decided to you know, dibble and dabble in the streets, and some of us, you know what I'm saying, decided that we were going to, you know, go the other way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we all know that's just the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of us, you know, went the right way that we went. But you know what I'm saying, we all fall short. And you know what I'm saying, you chose the streets first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So talk a little bit about let's go into what made you want to change your name from Philly TF, which everybody knew you as, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? And at that time also, you know, well, we'll get into the nature of everything, but you know, you went from making secular music to, you know what I'm saying, making, you know, I don't want to say Christian hip hop, but it was, you know what I'm saying, it was geared towards,
I call it testimony music.
Yeah, testimony.
If we got to put something on it.
Yeah. So we want to put something on it, not, you know, not necessarily say CHH, but people that don't know what your vision was, you know what I'm saying, they looking at you just strictly as a CHH artist at the time.
Right.
So what made you go from Philly TF to, you know what, man, I'm Wavi Lee, man, I'm evolving?
Right. Nah, dope question, bro. Dope question. And just a backdrop. So Philly TF, like, even though, like you said, I came from the secular part as Philly, you know what I'm saying, TF too, but also the transition from the secular and, like you said, the streets, and just getting involved with the activity and just that life, you know, as an early age kid, like growing up in the PJs, like Rolling Circle, Fairport Apartments. So I've always been around drugs, gangs, and stuff like that. But I still had a good structured home, 2-parent home. And, you know, my mom and dad got a testimony too, like everybody's parents had some point. So, you know, my mom and dad, they was involved with drugs and stuff too, but just they functioned though. They wasn't like addicts, but to them it was recreational, but it just, we were still exposed to it, me and my little sister. So just kind of growing up like this, I guess like the streets was always going to be an avenue Basketball was a better outlet because it kept me from like really diving deep into it. So with Philly, yeah, big time. Like, right, when we can still give buckets. They don't leave that out. We still can give buckets.
I gave some people some buckets, that will remain nameless, but
right.
they know what it is on the court. Though.
They know who they are because the buckets never become unfamiliar. You know when some buckets didn't been put on your head.
That's a fact. Don't look at me because I'm not no skinny. You know what I'm saying? I still move. You know what I'm saying? I can still move.
Still got the mobility.
For real.
Call lacking and it'd be ugly.
And I can run. So yeah.
Right. Period. That's what I'm saying. You get caught lacking. Lito then put you then snatch them ankles and you wasn't prepared.
Facts. And that's yeah. We used to hoop on the one rim. We used to go to Raven's house and steal her rim for a minute and hoop on it.
Yep. Wherever we could get a bucket, man. However we could get the bucket. So yeah, basketball was just a really good outlet for me. And then just kind of transitioning toward the music part. So with Philly TF started off with Lavish Boy Gang. And then I had an experience, you know what I'm saying? Like an encounter with God. So like some other individuals got their stories where they found God in church or, through TV or something, or like at a revival or tent revival or something like that. Me, it was in the heat of what I was already involved with. But I want to say at this time, like life was just really starting to spiral. And like my soul was just really feeling deprived, bro. Like I can honestly say like I felt like I was like sinking into that sunken place. And just doing everything, bro. Sex and drugs, money, idolatry, pride. I suffered from I want to say it was probably like a mild form of schizophrenia because I had like a lot of identity issues. And my apartment, man, I was staying in Northlake at the time, and my apartment had got broken into, and we kind of talked about this before.
Right. We
had a pod, and just that was the breaking point, because I figured like I could have been there, because who knows what had happened, so they broke out because I kept a stash there and stuff like that. And at that moment, man, I just surrendered. Like I really just told the Lord, like, man, I'm done. I done tried everything. I done did it all. I didn't give everything else a chance. And I was just like, I'm tired for one. Like that moment, I just looked up and just said, I quit, like on the world. And God just like, cause he always had been calling,
right?
But I just always was just sending the voicemail or keeping
running
on red.
Yeah.
Always running.
Right.
And I just this time just said like, nah, he just snatched, that vulnerability in my heart, bro. Like he seen where, cause you can be there's like habitual sinners and then there's ignorant sinners. And I was like that ignorant sinner, like Paul talks about, what I do, I really don't want to do. And the things that I don't want to practice is the very things that I am practicing. So who can save me from this wretched man? And that's where I was at. Like, I don't want to be fornicating, but at the same time, I'm saying I'm praying before I do it. Like it's premeditated. So there's this juggle.
Forgive me, and then
for what
do it anyway. Yeah.
Forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just that lifestyle, man, it was literally feeling like a double life. And I had an encounter with God. And it wasn't like this crazy like lights and flashes and all this stuff, or like Paul on the road to Damascus. It was literally a genuine surrenderance where I knew that I can't do this myself no more. Because see, our hearts aren't designed to want to surrender, especially to the Lord, because it changes your whole lifestyle, your whole attitude, your whole behavior, disposition, all that. So just kind of, transitioning through that's where the change came. So then I started putting out, I said, I want to use this gift, to glorify God, to even inspire. So I started doing the music. It was more like we said before, testimony music, but because of my faith and that profession of faith and that transition, it just automatically like slammed me in the CHH box.
Facts.
Even though I never just came out and said, hey, I'm a gospel rapper, or I'm a Christian hip hop artist.
Facts.
And like, if you want, we'll kind of just sprinkle a little bit into that part too, but just going into the Wavi Lee part. So Philly TF was just, at the time with Lavish Boys, I didn't have an artist name, and I'm in Penn Station, like I told you before, man, eating this cheesesteak and just like, boom, like, all right, bet, go with Philly.
Yeah.
So Philly was the name. And just over the course of the years, like it became a synonymous name with just representing this transition, this shift. Wavi Lee though was more of like, I want something more personable. You know, I want something to have more substance to it, more of a real story with why. If somebody asked me like, why Wavi Lee? What is that? You know what I'm saying? And my middle name is Lee, you know, and then just with Wavy with an I, because I'm just, you know, I'm always like intricately not trying to be different, but just like just different.
Right.
And everybody always just tell me too, like, bro, like, you know, from how I dress or the way I, like, bro, you just wavy, like, and it just, you know what I'm saying? It just, I was in the shower, bro, and was like, if I was to change my name, like, I would actually want it to be like a name I would give my son, or I would legally change my name to. Right. And it just was like Wavi Lee. And it just made sense because like, it's just a whole new wave of just like everything. So
everything's changing. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's changing. So Philly TF, he's still, you know, but it's like it's just a new transition, just as when it was from lavish Philly TF to, you know, the testimonial, and now Wavi Lee is just a whole nother everything.
Right. So
just with a little bit more substance with it, more personable.
So when you were doing your testimony music, right? There was a lot of people coming your way. And as far as like, you know, being cool and, you know what I'm saying, oh, it's my brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, and, you know, you had all of these people that was like rooting for you behind, you know what I'm saying, behind you, everything that you're doing, you know what I'm saying, musically. You know what I mean? Right. You would perform, you know, people be there, you know what I'm saying, supporting you and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as you change, you know what I'm saying, your name to Wavi Lee, and the music goes from you, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily considering yourself a CHH artist, but more of a creator. When you transition into that, you've seen a lot of people just, I mean, it's like the Red Sea. They party.
Bars.
I'm just keeping it real. We just gonna keep it real today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't, you know,
keep it a whole bunch.
I know it's, you know, people might hear this and they might be like, what do you mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I will definitely explain myself. You know what I'm saying? But really, like, that's kind of how it was. Like, you know, it was like, yeah, right. If the shoe fit, wear it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. And you know, some people who consider themselves, you know what I'm saying, your brothers, you know, I love you, but that's my brother, you know what I'm saying, man of God. But then you making this music that they don't necessarily agree with. You know what I'm saying? Now, even though you never considered yourself a CHH artist, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, those people who were in your corner are no longer in your corner. You know, how does that make you, like, does that motivate you? You know what I'm saying? Or do you feel like, you know what I mean, that you gotta, you know, if people come at you and say, yo, like, what's the deal? What's your issue? You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like you gotta answer people for that? Or you just feel like, yo, I'm doing what I gotta do to feed my family, and I'm still a man of God. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because, you know, we always talk about, people always say there's that fine line. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, Kirk Franklin, people used to be like, Kirk Franklin, boy, he, you know what I'm saying, he making all these gospel songs, but boy, he gonna cuss in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So, right. Or you see, everybody love Kirk Franklin music, right? But then you see him on stage doing like some of the latest hip hop dances to his music, and then they judge him. Certain people in the church judge him. And I'm a Christian, if anybody wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, was wondering which side of the fence I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with God always and forever. Been that. God. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, but I'm gonna let my guy, you know what I'm saying, go into a little bit of that, like just the way that the atmosphere is now musically. You know what I'm saying? When you go from getting phone calls to being videos, because it's a gospel thing. Because I'm gonna keep it real.
Talk like, about it.
I'm gonna keep it real. Like, a lot of guys I try to do music with, for those that don't know, you know what I'm saying, Lito, yeah, it's my pie, but you know, I'm musically, you know, I'm with that. So, you know what I'm
And
saying?
no capping what he's saying.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was some songs that I had no cussing in it, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I couldn't get a CHH artist to, you know what I'm saying, to jump on nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like they want you to make that full, it's like come all the way. Consider yourself a Christian hip hop artist, and then I'll work with you. You know what I'm saying? I would not dare, and I want to say this, I would not dare disrespect a Christian hip hop artist to the point where I put them on something that I'm cussing on. I would never do that. You know what I'm saying? And I would believe that the people that I was going to work with know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna keep this is we being real tonight. This is a keep it real session. You feel me?
Big real.
This needed to happen. This interview needed to happen.
Some
My
stuff
guy got to get some stuff off his chest.
Get addressed.
So go ahead, bro. The floor. I'm gonna leave the floor to you.
Nah, and bro, like I said, like the way we shoot it, man, like it's it's a pod, you know, at the end of the day. But this is a normal day to day with me and you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't just because of the lights and the camera and the, you know, the video. Like this is normal day to day. So these things not scripted or like, but we see things and we talk about it. But the same thing, like we can also be, you know, men enough and humble enough to address certain things, whether we feel like we not necessarily right, but you know, it's just a thin line.
Yeah.
But let me do a disclaimer first, like because just in case somebody might want to go through some footage or find some old videos, I'm pretty sure somebody would be able to find something where I either like said yeah or agreed or said, you know, CHH artist or some write up or a hashtag. So I just want to put that out there that like, yeah, I probably have said it before that I'm a CHH artist. I don't want to say I haven't because I don't remember or know a lot of what's out there. So just putting that disclaimer out there because, you know, some people try to find a way to earn stripes, bro, so they can catch you back up. So full disclosure, like I'm sure that there's some, I have said it before or agreed to it. But with that, just answering like this change, you know, like certain people are insecure of the liberties of others. You know what I'm saying? Certain freedoms other people don't like that they don't mind exercising. So with me being able to navigate out of that label, I think one of the things with this day and age, because of social media and stuff, especially when it comes to like labels and titles, and because we are so conditioned to make this public display of every move we make, whether it's what I ate,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm doing before bed. So I think because there wasn't like this public announcement, they just like people, I don't even know if they were, and that was all part of the strategy for real. That like you said, I don't really owe nothing or anybody to be like, hey, I'm no longer Philly TF, I'm Wavi Lee, I'm no longer considering myself. Because see, people want that, so then they can use that fuel to then try to rule it over you or have some type of superiority. Because really, what they find more value in what they're doing that you're not and that you should be. So it gives them this opportunity to be able to basically do this.
Yeah, and tell you doing something wrong, like yo.
Yeah. And really, what it really is that they just really insecure the liberty, and I don't have no condemnation in that. I don't have to do it the way that you won't do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that. Like I remember, like when I was telling my family about moving to LA. To them, that's just like, man, that's like taking one foot and seeing that mountain and being like, oh no, like I ain't over it. So what they do is people like to impose their fears on you. So whereas my people will be like, man, there's no way I would move to LA because whatever reason you wouldn't want to do it. So they want to impose that on you. How you going to afford it? It costs so much. Like that's what you would tell yourself to stop you from doing it.
Right.
So the same thing with somebody when it comes to like these labels and stuff with CHH. And then there's just like this appeasing to like people. Like, I'm not a people pleaser. Like, I just want to please God.
Right.
So people don't like to feel like you're not appeasing to, what it is that they are familiar with of you. Now, I will say this, just as like with you with the pod or like and the music or like me with the music or the faith, I think the problem, like we talked about before, is when you kind of not intentionally place yourself on this pedestal.
Right.
Especially like, so what I'm saying, like if you known to like always be like maybe praying in public, and not saying that you doing it for man to see it, but that's just your zeal. Like you just love praying or posting scriptures on the book, or like, man, God gave me a word, you want to share it because you feel like it's going to encourage somebody. So when you do that, you're actually putting yourself on this pedestal that no longer allows you to be human.
Yeah. It's like you can't make a mistake now. It's like now I gotta do everything, right. Or these people over here are going to, straight up condemn me, to hell. Like try to tell me that I'm not going to make it, which is crazy. Right. A lot of people do that, but
live by it. They live by it. And the thing is, bro, it's like when you do that, even when we talk about human, like not even mistakes, like you can't even don't do a record and don't mention or reference anything pertaining to the pedestal that you put yourself on. Like you introduced yourself to us as this type of person, and now we demand and require to get that same energy, that same pedestal every time. And it's like you're not allowed to do anything differently. You got to stick to this formal introduction. But I don't move like that. That's why I was like, I'm not even gonna put this, because there's certain people that gotta display everything. I'm not doing this for right now. I'm changing this. This my new this. I don't do that. So I think it was kind of like an abrupt, especially because bro, like I've been had my name changed to Wavi Lee. I don't know how long, bro. Nobody even asked. I might have had just a few people be like, bro, you changed your name?
Right.
But nobody noticed it until it became like, on this type of stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it really went next level, like when the video came out. And then that's when it was like, and I think maybe with with TikTok, some of just these little things, but they was looking past that. But the music. Don't let the music start being different, because now they're going to take that external appearance, and now you like literally get judged inwardly. So I put the video out. I put this different sound, this different wave out, and now it's just like, something wrong with my salvation now.
Yeah,
he ain't in his word.
Even though you're not even cussing in the music,
bro. I ain't even nothing. Like I ain't even said nothing. I just
put the
records out. But to address the other part that you said with like, I'm like, I don't want to like just, one thing I don't like doing is assuming.
Yeah.
Which I wish, like on the other end, more people did that. I had like maybe 2 or 3 people actually just have the humanity, because there was like no pressure or nothing. Like I ain't never been no unapproachable individual.
Right.
But I only had like 1 or 2 people who just hit me up like, hey, just curious, like what's the move, like what's going on, because don't nobody know what you really got going on unless they're able to ask you and you can explain it to them. So, but other than that though, it's just more of an outward looking thing. Like they already base their biases that I'm either not doing this right or I'm doing this wrong. So what people do is they just kind of dismiss themselves from you. And like how you said, you had records that were totally respectable that you felt like people would compliment. And that's where these artists, which we'll tap into a little bit, but that's where they miss the part about it's still an art. Like before I'm considered, when we say CHH, before I'm considered like that hip hop part, I'm Christian first.
Right. Now
I might not say Christian hip hop, but Christian, though, especially if your walk is legit and authentic and it's intimate with the Lord. Like Christian never leaves.
Right.
But artists, they lose sight of the art of music and creativity. And then that's when they go into these deep things to now becomes more politics, and they don't even know it. They don't even know that that's what they into now when it comes to it. So they separate themselves, or they just kind of be dismissive, and that like that same energy and that same love, like is totally opposite now.
Right.
Which you got to expect sometimes. I mean, look at Jesus and the Pharisees. Like their energy was always different toward him, and he was doing miracles and everything.
That's a fact. I guess I just look at things, bro, like for real, like I see things like I remember, someone always coming to me being like, Lito, man, you just need to come on over, man. Come on over and be a Christian hip hop artist. And I used to be like,
does that make you more Christian or something? If you do, I don't understand that, bro. Not to cut you, but I just
I me personally, bro, I feel like when they said that to me, it was like, so bro, you're not gonna mess with my music unless to you, this is what's gonna make me acceptable. That's how I felt. Like, so you're not gonna accept me. You're not gonna accept me for, for who I am, even though I'm a good dude. You're saying that my music, just because it's not, geared everything toward Bible scriptures, everything toward the Lord. And I mention the Lord in my music too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's plenty of hip hop artists actually that mention the Lord in their music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
DMX for one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't tell me that dude was not, you know what I'm saying, that he didn't have a gift. He could pray to paint off the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, just being real. And so, but he didn't make, you know what I'm saying, CHH music. He made real music. And a lot of this stuff, like, for real, like, it didn't absolve him of his faith. So, like, I can make hip hop music that's going to make me or help me to feed my family. If I go over here, but if I go over here and make Christian hip hop music, I might not be as successful. But to you, I'm acceptable. Because now you like, oh, he down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like a gang in itself, bro. I'm gonna keep it real.
It is. It's a clique.
You know what I'm saying?
It's still a label.
It's like, yo, if you do Christian hip hop music and they know, like, people know, like, it's almost like it's certain people that'll reach out to you, send you, like, hit you up. You know what I'm saying? But if they see an ounce of you doing something different, bro, they don't even look your way no more, bro.
Red Sea.
Yeah.
Split.
They don't even look your way no more. And then they get to, talking amongst themselves in reference to what you doing. You know what I'm saying? And feeling like they can, you know what I'm saying, chastise you to a certain degree. Like, bro,
like they feel like they lord it over you, like they have an advantage over you.
Yeah. I'll never agree with that. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, like, that's the only thing when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, being a Christian or anything like that, bro. Like, we're human beings too. And you know what I'm saying, we're not perfect. So
right,
you're gonna look at me a certain way, but your pastor ain't perfect either. Your pastor might be doing things, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes that you don't even know about,
that you completely oblivious to, because everybody wears a mask,
right,
behind labels, and even in their music, whether the secular or the, you know what I'm saying, or the Christian, like, everybody hide behind something so that they can be presented in a different way.
Yeah.
When really, like, everybody got errors, no matter how perfect you trying to walk. I don't try to walk perfect. My perfection
it's impossible, bro. It's impossible.
It's
I
only
always
one
say,
that's
man,
perfect.
I always say, you know what I'm saying, a little shameless plug, like when I started that group for You know what I'm saying? For husbands, right? That was laid on my heart. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to start a support group, you know what I'm saying, for guys who feel like, yo, like I don't have an outlet for real. Like I don't have really nobody to talk to or to tell anybody how I feel on a day-to-day basis, right?
Right.
And that's all it's about. It ain't just an outlet for guys to be able to lean on each other and support each other and just say, you know what, man, like if you ever get to that point where you're feeling like, I don't know, man, I might have to, you know what I'm saying, I don't know about this marriage thing no more. For you to be able to come once people are comfortable, come and talk
right
amongst your bros in there. You can leave you go live up in there, leave a message. Nobody's going to judge you. It's a judge-free zone. And
right.
Because we are all human first. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's just like, yo, I did that, and certain people still, like, I've reached out to certain people just to say, hey, yo, I made this, man. It'd be dope if you come in there just to share, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then some people don't want to share their experiences. That's cool too. You know what I'm saying? But I try my best to support, everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? The brotherhood, like I said, the message for me, the message is about progress, not being perfect. Being a growing man, not a perfect man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what my focus is in reference to that. So yeah, that's a little shameless. Shameless plug.
It be needed to hear that, man. And just to kind of picky real quick, I understand from just that. Me, I try to always be relatable or sympathize for just people in general.
Right.
So I know what certain like you got to still look at stuff like a business too, like a brand. And that same thing was like with some individuals, that's really into their brand as far as with that, I guess, the sanctity that comes with being like a Christian hip hop artist and what you're allowed to mingle with or who you're allowed to work with and I mean, I get it. So some people just kind of feel like, they take it to the next level. Like I can't like that post because that be me. The way people's minds go in terms of like this servitude toward the Lord and this really being this, like sold out for Christ, like they will take it as far as like, I'm not going to like that post. I'm talking about as it pertains to like, if we just talking about for me.
Yeah.
Like, because then that means that I'm okay with what he's doing.
Right.
So I'm not sharing it because then that will tarnish. So people be asking me like, bro, why you share Wavy stuff, man? Like, and it's just crazy because like, we're to be lights, not judges. Now, when it comes to like on the scripture side, right. When it comes on the scripture side as a believer, then like, yeah, like if I'm out of line or getting out of pocket on that level, then like, yeah, you're supposed to come and be like, bro, like you in error right now, and I'm talking about like we're going down this slippery slope, saying we're on this broad road now where it's like, you having some infidelity issues or your content is just way, then yeah, you need to like be on some like, I can't roll with that. But when it comes to something like, especially if you know me personally, so you already know that I'm only gonna move in the way whatever that God is allowed. But some people are so busy living for other people or being more concerned about what others think of them, they find it hard to really even magnify and focus on their own life to see what it is that where you might be thinking you imperfection, but you really being imperfected. You know what I'm saying? So you had mentioned something like, does it motivate me or do I like look at that as one thing with me, bro? Like if you ever need anything that motivates you, then you already lost.
Right.
Because motivation is temporal. Anybody can motivate you to get in the gym, but are you going to be able to continue to consistently go? At that point, you got to be inspired. Right. So I'm not, there's no fuel from nobody who I feel or seem like the energy is different for me to like make sure I get to the next level to put in their face. Like I don't prove nothing to nobody. I just like to just prove to myself and the approval of God is all that I'm concerned with. Your work, your ethic, your integrity, the energy you put behind what you're doing, like you don't have to broadcast or make sure nobody see that. Like it's gonna show.
Right.
No matter what, like it's gonna be seen. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be me having to help you find it. Like you just gonna already see what's happening. So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it can be expected, like especially when you do something that's uncomfortable that others would want to do, or maybe, and just the last part is like, you know, a lot of when it comes to the CHH part, you know, when it's religion and different philosophies and doctrines that's involved, like, you know, you kind of don't even know that you moving under more of a religious order, even in your craft or your gift.
Right.
So a lot of artists be like, you know, this is my calling, you know, this is how I minister. But it's like when we look at that scripturally, like David wasn't called to be a minister of music. Like that wasn't his calling. God called him to be a king, but also chastised him when he was moving unkingly like. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
A lot of these artists are like, and just whatever the profession is, like they want to put this calling tag on it that then now qualifies them. And it's like, but that ain't what God called you to be, like scripturally. Like God hasn't called me to be a person to save people through music. Like, because for one, I don't have the power to save people anyway. I just got the power to influence based off of my walk and my being a reflection of Christ. But they just still be in dilemma on calling and career. Like I kept it a buck with myself. Like I want a career out of this, but there's certain limits, limits to statutes that I'm not okay with traveling for that to happen, which that is what creates that boundary. So you gotta be 100 with yourself first before you can tell somebody else that what they not being 100 in.
That's a fact. And we don't care what y'all think either.
Straight up, never have, never will.
And we don't
One
care.
day people will realize that, like, I actually don't care what you think, and I don't owe you no explanation into why. I don't have to get you to understand to approve of what I do. Like, it's not my job. So I'm never gonna get paid for it. So why would I do it?
Right. I'm always, like I said, I've always been a man of God, bro. So you know what I'm saying?
Always will be.
At the end of the day, you know, and for me knowing you, you know, where you came from to where you are, bro, like, you know, I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? And
thank you, bro. Bless you.
It take a lot to even, you know, stand amongst a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, who was once, it's almost like a it's crazy because me being a writer, stuff always come to me, right? But it's almost like I looked at like even things with friends of mine. Like I used to have a real close circle of friends, right? And it's like, you know, we all sitting at a table and I get up from that table. I start walking away. Nobody's paying attention. And I don't look behind me either to see who's watching me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm trying to, it comes a time where you're like, yo, I got to level up. And if me leveling up does not mean that like these people that were my people, they're not going to come with me.
Right.
Sometime it's, you know, that season might be over with.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I think of, like, with, you know, things that went down, my wedding, you know what I'm saying? And, you know,
by the way, congratulations, my boy.
Yeah, yo, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. But, you know, how things went down with, you know, best man that I had gone, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were super close. And, you know, I'm still friends with, you know, a few of the, like three of the guys, of the five of us, you know what I'm saying? Well, it was 6 of us. Me, DeMarcus, Jason, Mark, E, and James, right? DeMarcus took his own life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A couple years ago. Yeah, for sure. That was my dude. That was my dog. You know what I'm saying? It was 5 of us. And then I like, you know, as far as the group, I'm not as close. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still cool with you know, all of them except for, you know what I'm saying, except for, you know, Mark, who was my best man. But the thing about it was, like, you know, we was having things, and you know, when you trying to get to another level, sometime like God be telling you, like, you trying to make this relationship, like you trying to make it work anyway. And I'm telling you, like, yo, it's not gonna work, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, you keep trying to keep this tight knit, and yo, and then I didn't understand, right? But when I realized, like, it's like I look back, I said, like, Kevin, what are you doing? What are you trying to do? I start thinking, I'm in school, trying to graduate. Boom, I graduate. Then I'm getting married. Boom, I'm getting married. So it's like, okay, boom, 2 major things happened to me within 4 months of each other. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, you get to looking at some of your relationships, it's like, well, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and is that going to be able to mesh well with where you going? So, like, as far as like the, you know what I mean? Like, I know these, you know, the Christian hip hop clique, you know, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of them they are at that table and you was like, yo, I got to go somewhere else.
Got to dismiss myself.
And then when you got up from the table and you kept going, nobody paid attention because they just think like, yo, he be back. But you kept going. And now you somewhere else and they looking at you like
you
like, what is he doing? Like,
right.
And then some of them probably do secretly support you, but I you know what I mean? Like, for me, bro, like, relationships, you know, a real one when you see one. Like, you know, a real.
Well, you know they real if they still last.
Yeah, and you know your homeboy. You know your homeboy real when you, like, he gonna call you, check on you. How you doing, bro? How everything going? Where are you working on? Okay. Where are you working on this, that, and the third? Cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. Well, let's, you know, when our time is right, let's link. Whatever that looks like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how your relationships, I don't know if your previous relationships went like that when it was like, when you were, you know what I'm saying, making a certain type of music. You know what I'm saying? Like, did the phone calls come in, the text messages come in, like, yo, we need to do this, we need to work on this, we need to do this, that, and the third? Or was it just every now and then somebody hits you like, jump on this beat, or we need to do this together? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was it, you know, when it come to, like, when you had those relationships? And like I said, a lot of them still might be cool with you, but
it's at a certain distance.
Yeah.
In the coolness. And then for me, first, it's the recognizing of the energy. Like, the energy just be different. Like, some of it you don't like have to see or have to like notice. The energy is different. And then, you know, like, we just live in this world where, like, man, which is unfortunate, but we live in this world where there's so much value even on friendships with social media.
Yeah.
So if you start seeing like disparity with likes, comments, or just even asking or invitations too. Hey, we ministering here, we performing there. Hey, share this, like, all that sees.
Yeah.
Now, do I like actually take that personal? Like, absolutely no. Does that change my energy toward any of those? And like, I want to generalize this too, though. Like, this not a one-dimensional, but because we want to still keep things transparent and you know, so nothing's changed on my end. Now, because I do like to keep it a buck, because that's what we do. Like I do look at stuff differently. So I'm not gonna be as okay, I'll put it to you like this. Yeah, sometimes because I don't try to portray to be like this. I just live in this holy, righteous state of mind 24/7.
Right.
So yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. Like there's sometimes where I see certain posts and stuff go up because I'm like, I do take a moment to be like, do I really want to like this? Because I know that when I post something, it's not happening at all. And I've never been that type. So that's why I just still do it, because I've never based the value or the merit of a friendship off of content or what you do. That's like if one of my homies or you or something, I was to find out, you know, you committed adultery or something. Like, what, I'm gonna cut you off and be like, bro, I can't hang with you because I don't want that sin getting on me.
Yeah.
Like, nah, that's when I'm supposed to cling to you more. But I gotta, in that though, make sure that there's this understanding that the whole effort for this is one to continue to be your brother, and cause see, it's about action. Like love is not a word. You don't say yes to Christ. You say action to Christ, because now you live that love. Like God said that he loved me and he gave his what? Only begotten action.
Right.
He gave up his son.
Right.
So love is backed by action, not by yes, I love people, or yes, I love my brother. It's action behind it. So today we notice what that love looked like when that action ceases. When the phone calls skim super low, when the posts and this and all that, because that's the culture that we live in. But when I see it and stuff, like, yeah, sometimes I'll be like, it's not a petty state of mind. It's just more of a like, the thought do come, but I raise above it, because like when the book come out, I talk about how to live vertically, where you're able to live above those things that ordinarily want to pull you down.
Word. So you working on a book too?
Oh, the book cooked.
Okay.
The book
no
already
doubt.
done. Like I didn't had it. It didn't been professionally edited and proofread and all the grammar and stuff twice. And I even did another proof over it. So the book is cooked. It's called Kill Dreams, Birth Vision, 7 Major Keys to Vertical Living. And all these keys is just based off of my experience. Like they ain't from no other book or paraphrasing or something I learned from Les Miles or E.T. or Jim Rohn. None of that. Miles Monroe. Like there's principles that you can find relatable, but this book is for you to be able to find relatability on how to help you live vertically. And just a quick example of like, what is living vertically? So what happens like if you get a major deal or you get this promotion or something like that, and the money is like coming in, right? So yeah, of course we would expect life to continue to kind of fly way above the radar. What happens when like a pandemic hit? Or what happens when that job is no longer ceased to exist, or you put out the next album and it flop, or that next post duds? Are you going to still be able to vertically live, meaning that you are constantly evolving to be a better you, but you have a certain perspective now of the world to where your value and merits in the measure of your success is not based off of a interaction of results from an external factor.
Gotcha.
So if my album, She Love, like prime example, bro.
We'll get into it. We can get into it.
We will. We go. I don't want to jump in, but I'm saying like with the concept of vertically living, like She Love came out the gate, bro. Like as soon as I put it out, like it started climbing. It was punching.
Moving. Yeah.
I put out Load Up the Drake that Monday on the 1st. I actually had to tap it. I had to hit Spotify up and was like, hey, I was like, is the record live? Because bro, like it dropped November the 1st. And I think a week or like a couple of days, I seen that it only had 8 streams. And I'm like, hey, is it really live right now? Like, and they like, yeah, it's live. And I thought about some things like, so before you get into this, when we talked about like mental health earlier, see, vertically living is for you to be able to identify that this is not going to be what gives me value in life, for one.
Right.
So when I thought about it, it was like, well, I did drop it on a Monday. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give it a whole week. Now with She Love, I didn't even pitch it to Spotify for it to be on the release radar or none of that. I pitched Load Up the Drake, and it did. So what I'm saying in that is that life is so unbalanced and so unpredictable, but you got to be able to live vertically above the unpredictability to where it has no weight on how you move and the energy and the passion and love for the next project or the next person or the next interaction. So when we was talking about earlier, you was talking about the table and how you had this group, this core group that seemed like you made a good point talking about the seasons. When you got up from that table and nobody else came, I heard Lauren London say it the best, bro. Like, and why she's so powerful in that whole tragic situation with Nip.
Yeah, for
she
sure.
said the
Rest in peace,
best thing. Yeah, rest in peace to Lou, Nip, and Lauren.
Yeah.
But bro, she said the best thing ever, and that's how you know he made such an impact on her life, because you know Nip wasn't just some ratchet hood gang. Like, he was well educated, very, very sincere, and he had a relationship spiritually. Like, I don't know to what degree, but I won't knock it to where, because it might not have been all the way out where I'm gonna just write him off. But I know that she got a lot of value from him, because she said the most, I've never forgot it. Like, she said, you are supposed to experience people, not keep them.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to hold on to them, because anybody at any time but it's the experience that you hold on to. Mm-hmm. And that's how I look at certain situations with people, or when I was Philly TF was an experience. And then it's like shifts and transitions. So just to say, like, everything is an experience. So like, I'm not supposed to try to hold on to these things that I don't own or control, that I can't take with me nowhere. I can't too much, bro. And not to go on this crazy rap riff.
Nah, you good. Cause my brain just went somewhere that I'm gonna come with something that, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Based off of what you were saying, because like people, the kind of people that we want in our lives, we want people that are like roots.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people that we meet are like leaves on a tree. We had some people that are like branches, but branches break. They fall off.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like the kind of people that we want are the people that are the root of that tree. They don't ever go nowhere. Mm-hmm. And those people are hard to find.
Excuse me. Right.
Yeah. So when you do get them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just know something like, yo, these people, they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, trees got a lot of leaves.
A lot of leaves. Almost more leaves than branches on most occasions.
You know what I'm saying? So those are going to be the people that you experience, because you're going to meet a lot of people in your lifetime. But you always going to have them roots, though, that don't go nowhere.
I mean, it said in the word, bro, a friend, it actually says in Proverbs, a friend sticks closer than a brother. You know what I'm saying? And when we look at that, like, I mean, just say like, even just me and your history, you know what I'm saying? It's a rooted history, because there's a vested interest that's way beyond anything tangibly. So if I ain't, like, I felt really bad about not being able to make it to your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the whole fact about the support for my brother and being there to witness a milestone from that he been, waiting on forever.
Yeah.
But if the root is really what it is, then my brother, if I can, when doing it, explain to him like why, then that root is what overcomes that what could be like a disappointment or like a, you know what I'm saying? And there's just ways that there's not I did this and you did this. So we don't keep it, like it say, love don't keep account of yes, no, wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at like with me and you, like, but on the back end though, like there's always this thing where me as a person, like I always got to still feel like to make sure that that's understanding that like, it ain't just like, oh, Lito got married and I just didn't make it. It's like, even to this day, it's like, dang, I missed bro's wedding. You know what I'm saying? But
you already know. I know what it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? And what's understood don't even need to be explained. That's how I roll. That's how I move.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I appreciate about you, bro. And just even my other people and stuff, man, that might be like, everybody got their own different type of intricate value that's still worth holding on to. You know what I'm saying? But you got to know, I also want to just really like get rid of certain leaves. I mean, branches that aren't producing, just like it said in the word. Like, you know, if a branch isn't producing the bud or the fruit that it needs, then the branch is going to get cut off from the tree because it serves no purpose now for the overall productivity of the whole thing. So it's just the same as like if you know, people only change if the environment change. If the environment don't change, people won't change. So if I start hanging around 5 or 6 millionaires, you think I'm gonna always be in Townview or in Greenwich Village? You know what I'm saying? Like, because if those values aren't aligning, then it's like, man, if I continue to come here, I'm gonna get drained or end up being more broke.
Mm-hmm.
The other party takes it as offense because it's a change that they were not willing to make. So when there's a change that somebody else isn't willing to make and it intrudes on what they won't do, then they actually dismiss you because they like, I don't want to make that change because I'm not into the change that you even made. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have seen people that still gravitate back toward the environment that because they never really changed.
Right.
So
it's gonna be just a minute. We didn't got deep on the pod.
Philosophical.
Man.
We didn't got philosophical
got deep on the pod, man. You know what I'm saying? Before we get out of here, man, you dropped 2 singles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Got a 3-piece coming too.
She Love featuring Biddle.
Yes, sir.
Load Up the Drake. You know
Drake
what I'm saying?
Cole.
2 joints is, I mean, fire, banging. I'm gonna play
Appreciate
both of them
bro.
for my audio listeners, and we're gonna have the video up. You know what I'm saying, for everybody on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The video will be up on the YouTube for sure. So yeah, man, with that being said, like, you know, what sparked you to drop these two joints? You know, what space were you in when you was like, yo, I want to drop this joint with the Real Love sample in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? And then how did you reach out to, I know you ended up reaching out to Biddle through TikTok, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I seen y'all talking and I came in and was, you know, checking out the interview y'all was doing, the convo. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Biddle. You know what I'm saying? From Milwaukee.
Shout out to my guy Biddle, Milwaukee's best, and that's not a beer pun.
Yeah, for
sure. It is though.
For sure. So talk a little bit about, you know, what space got you to make these two joints, and you know, you see you got a 3-piece coming. Yeah.
Y'all in my drip boy. Y'all.
Hey, bro, he is hilarious.
Shout out Country Wayne, man.
Country Wayne. Shout out Country Wayne.
You gotta get him on the pod, bro.
I'm trying to get him. I done sent
at some point in time between me or you, bro. Like, we gonna make the connection.
Somebody gotta get in, bro. Country Wayne crazy, bro.
We gonna get him on here.
That's a fact. We gotta get him.
Yeah. Hey, his work ethic is insane.
Yeah, but period.
Just to be brief, man, because I know you know time is money and families and stuff like that. With She Love, that record, it wasn't nothing that was just sitting in the vault. It was really, because I got stuff that's in the vault that's been ready for like these releases. But She Love, man, was really, so Contrabands is who produced it. Shout out to my boys Contrabands. They I want to say like they out of like Russia or something like that, maybe, or they in Cali. I know they in Cali, but I think they Russian or something.
They like Russian? That's fire.
I think so. Yeah, I got a couple Russian. Like, man, just real quick, like, bro, my circle of producers, like, none of them are from America. Word. Like Stardust is from that Russian area. Contrabands, and then my boy Pedro, he's from Brazil. Like, and that's my guy. Like, he really be hooking me up. Shout out Pedro. He the producer behind Load Up the Drake. But She Love was actually a record that was created and fully intended for like Justin Bieber. Like, it was a Justin Bieber type production from the whole thing. And like, when I just first heard it, like, with me musically, man, I resonate with sound so much to where it's not something that like I necessarily hear, but I see. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard the record, I was like, man, how cool would it be to like push myself to a different element in terms of just arrangement and really kind of creating this imagery, because I want people, when they hear She Love, I want them to kind of draw their own imagery. Like I wanted to take them somewhere and create their own type of like scene.
Right.
And I don't know, it's like when I was first listening to it, man, like I think it was one of those sessions I really wasn't writing. I just was kind of like punching and like kind of just going off, just saying stuff. And like I just heard She Love. And when it first come on, like she loving on me because the racks on me, been running through the money, couple laps for me, been thumbing through these checks like it's a trap low key. And it's like that is what inspired the whole, from that very moment of She Love, because I'm trying to show this dynamic relationship between what she loves, but also in terms of what it is with the other party of what it is that she loves. You know, so then when you kind of transition through the verse, now we're talking about this relationship on what we both love, but what she loves about what she do, even as it pertains to the individual. So it's like a story, but it's a personal reference as well. Like in my verse, you know, where I'm signifying, you know, like I look at my wife, like, you know what I'm saying? Some of those values and characteristics. And then Biddle, he just brought it, you know, because I still wanted to keep that trap like vibe with it, but also yet let it still be la 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 la. You know what I'm saying? I'm really forcing an issue with myself artistry wise. So it really was just a canvas, a blank canvas that I just was able to create. And man, shout out to you though, bro. Like that's why like I just fool with you so heavy, like on the artist side, because nobody else has made mention of the sample. Like nobody has ever mentioned the sample, the Real Love sample at the beginning, and you got an ear for it. And because like the original introduction was cool, it would have went, but I was just thinking, I'm like, man, I need something that's gonna still kind of like capture the moment with the listeners. Because like if you familiar, I just feel like that sound, especially like if you from, you know, the era that but everybody should know the record, but
yeah, for sure,
it instantly connect you with like that Mary J. Blige, like real, like I mean that it's hit every bit of culture, skating parties, barbecues,
right,
dances, certain, you know, black, and it shows like this black excellence as well. But it just made so much sense for it. And I mean, I had to manipulate it and do some different things to it just so I didn't get, you know, Mary on my head and getting sued, you know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I had to manipulate the sample so it, you know, it would just automatically be cleared. But shout out to Mary J. Blige for the gift on that. And then just load up the Drake, bro. Like that's just me in my element, like big flex record, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like with Wavi Lee, like there's gonna be some references that's reminiscent of like not glorifying my past, but it just gives me some credibility in being able to back anything that I'm talking about that's within, you know, means, but not wanting to condone or promote, but it just gives me content. And I just love the dynamics and just creating, yeah, bro. So
no
yeah,
doubt.
man, that's how those two came about, just being in that mode, you know. So
hey, I got 6. Listen, I'm sitting on some, you know, I'm about to drop soon too. I'm sitting on some.
Man, you let me hear something too. Like, so what I want to do though, I want to get contrabands, man. I got to tap in because I got to get a little bit of an element to give the production a remix type vibe. So then, you know, for like when you want to put a 62, I really wanted to have a little bit of a remix vibe. Cause I
got some beats though that I, you know, I haven't even touched yet.
We're gonna have to go offline. You know, we don't have to. You already know the vibe.
Like I might have to, before we get off, I gotta play something. I gotta play like some just some beats. Or I can send it to whatever. We'll make it.
Bro,
work.
it's your look, you the boss. You feel me? Like you CEO. It's like this you own all the masters. So like you do what you want.
Nah, we do it offline. We going offline on that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. Man, like I just want to thank you for coming on, man. You know what I'm saying? Telling us about everything you got going on. The book. I didn't even know about the book. You know what I'm saying? But like it's crazy how we were just talking and then the book came up.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it just it made sense to just like it. The book was like insert here, and you just
it was organic. Like it wasn't no like me trying to plug in that it's outer. Like it just made sense for the flow of what the topic and what part we was on.
Facts.
in the conversation. So I'm excited for when the book drop. It's really gonna impact. I'm not here to make an impression, bro. I'm here to be impactful.
Word.
So straight
That's what's
up,
man. So tell everybody how to, you know what I'm saying, your social media, how to get in contact with you. Tell them how to get, you know what I'm saying, download your music, all of that.
yes, sir. So just it's Wavi Lee Music, man. Even if you just Google it, Instagram is Wavi_DFRT, and I literally just changed it a couple days ago. But the DFRT is like which is on the shirt, Wavi DFR. It just means I'm different, Wavi different. So yeah, Instagram is Wavi_DFRT. But even if you just Google Wavi Lee, like my Twitter, it'll come up. I've been Wavi. And then everything with Spotify, Apple Music is just Wavi Lee, Wavi with an I. I also got a link tree if you just do that, but that link is in my bio on the gram, so that'll take you to everything. And also shout out to Technic Gadgets, man, a new company that tapped in. We got my actually first real ambassador influencer deal with them. So shout out to Technic Gadgets, man, just giving me opportunity to rep their products, which is pretty dope. And that discount code is in my link tree bio as well, which you can get to from the gram. So yeah, everything is just Wavi Lee Music. I got I said, I got the 3-piece. It's cooked. It's dropping about the second week of December, somewhere in the middle of December. And it's like literally a sample platter of just a whole bunch of different Wavi, bro. Like it's just from production to delivery to sound to content.
You
Just
gotta
because
add
it's
that
leader.
Billie Jean, bro. Listen, I don't
Everybody
know if
keep
y'all don't know about this song. Like, listen, this song is hard.
Billie Jean, oh no,
Yeah.
hey, bro. Somebody else was just telling me. My brother Chili was just telling me, like, bro, you got to put Billie Jean in the catalog of Wavi Lee because it
Got
definitely
to.
belongs.
It's the same.
So.
I think that was like the birth.
That
like,
is
for
what.
real.
That is what started, because I even in the one part I was like, everything wavy. Yeah, and that was when I was still Philly. So, but I'm working on that. I gotta get with the distributor, man, and see about getting it. Because I talked to them about it, and they said I got to do like some remastering so it don't be seeming like a duplicate because it's under Philly TF. So I don't know. We'll get with management to figure out how that worked, man. But yeah, bro. Hey, I greatly appreciate you, bro. Appreciate your existence, man. Thank you for having me on the pod, allowing me to be a part of your platform, man, that you are building, that's growing, and you already know the love and support is never gonna stop. So as I grow, you grow. What I get, you got.
No diggity. And y'all don't even realize, but like he got reviewed, like people like got his music and been reviewing it, and he got the proof of what they saying.
The article, the press been, and I mean that's what I was saying. Like, you don't really gotta. I don't have no fuel to prove to show. Like, I mean, I'm gonna make sure that it's out because that's what they said. But like, yeah, like with Wavy, like I'm blessed for Philly TF. It got me to this part of being Wavi Lee.
Yeah.
Like just the press, man. Like I got something that's getting ready to like drop tomorrow. That's just gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, that I'll be able to share. But I just hope that people were inspired by it. But lastly, I want to say that you got to be comfortable in who you are in your own intimate, personal, but real legit relationship with Christ.
Word.
You don't let other people's relationship be a stigma or a plus or minus for you. Like you got to be comfortable, but you got to be honest with yourself first. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Lord told me in 2016 when I put out the Dope Project, I'm gonna put you where it's dark at. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it might have been with that sound or that music, but the Lord like, nah, I just want somebody that's going to reflect me anywhere.
Right.
And that's just what I live by, bro. So anybody else, like God only approves what he gonna approve. So I just share it as a testimony, even in that man, like, shoot, y'all might look at it one way, but shoot, God has opened up doors that Philly never seen. and you know what I'm saying? And that's not the discredit. I'm just saying, and I'm still that same God-fearing individual, bro. Ain't nothing changed with my walk with the Lord. So
for sure. And he said what he said.
Said what I said.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Shout out to Niche Clothing, my sponsor, Niche Clothing, www.nicheclothing.shop. You know what I'm saying? You go on there, you purchase something, you know what I mean? You put in my promo code, which is Niche 2021. You dig? you get an extra 10% off of your purchase. All right. That's niche.
I might have to do
Clothing.
that. I'm still waiting on some niche.
Yeah, nicheclothing.shop. You know what I'm saying? Find your niche and stick with it. You dig? And that's it.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? We at the end of the pod. You know what I'm saying? This is your boy. It's my guy, Wavi Lee, my brother. I'm Lito. You know what I'm saying? It's Happy Hour with Lito. And we out.
The illest pod.
Whoa, I'm worth for pesos. Big deposits for me when I slide in the back.